Good afternoon. It is March 30th. This lockdown is running on now. So we're in for another 13, 14 days at least. Just not good. Yeah, frustrating at the moment. When you see there's your business is closed because of a decision, obviously for safety, to close, but then there's other businesses that are operating with no safety measures in place, and so they're still able to trade, yet they're on bitching and moaning about, they're online bitching and moaning about kind of people do more, yet they're still trading. So is total lockdown? I was listening to Grant Cardone, and smart guy, smart property guy, but there is really a talk now of, is total lockdown the right thing to do for everybody, like people, economy, everything. I'm not an economist, but I can tell you this hits hard. This hits really hard when you're closed and you don't have an ability to go to work all day every day and do what you do best. It's difficult, and somehow we're going to have to bounce back from this, whenever it may be. Yesterday I kind of went and got spray paint, hair spray paint for the kids. I went the kids and ended up having a bit of fun with it, and shaving the beard in different ways and colouring the hair and spiking the hair, and really just let off a little bit of steam and have a little bit of a laugh with the kids. My kids have been great in this. Outside of routines gone in the evenings, they gotta go to sleep and different stuff, but they don't seem to understand the severity of the need to stay in. So like, it's 2.5 weeks now. You're asking teenagers to stay in there indoors for 2.5 weeks. Got creative the other day in the garden, built a kind of a balanced platform for the kids to play on and different stuff. So just trying to keep busy. But is the cure worse than the illness? Basically is the viewpoint in the States at the moment, and then they haven't hit their peak yet. Ireland is climbing steadily. Another 10 deaths yesterday, unfortunately. Another 200 cases. So we're still at less than 1% of deaths to illnesses. Now, obviously, you can't have 200 cases and 10 deaths. So that's sad for the families. Of course it is, especially the circumstances around and burials and funerals now, the difficulty with that. But all that aside, it's how do we move forward after all of this is finished? And when do you move forward? Do you wait till there's no more cases and then you open up? Do you say, no, we're the curve is going back down and now it's safe to open again? What stops an influx of more cases? Should it not be, there's a policy in place that says it's quarantine, it's X, Y, and Z if anything happens? Because right now there's just no business is operating, which means the economy is not turning. If the economy is not turning, the economy goes into a downturn. If it goes into a downturn, we end up getting into difficulty as a nation, and we end up paying for that for years to come, like the last time. If I could open today and have to follow particular guidelines, safety wise and hand washing, and no problem. Could I do what I do safely? Yeah, I think so, especially being outdoors, especially with protocols put in place. But we're a total shutdown. The work that's being done by the HSE, the nurses, the doctors, the guards, the EMTs, the paramedics, those in the shops has been phenomenal. But still, at the back of your mind, you think, could I still be operating? Could I still be going? And actually, genuinely, I think the answer is yes. We could still be operating to protocols, not in a lockdown mode. And yes, the cases will climb. Yes, the cases will rise. The number of people with it, and of course, with that, the number of deaths will probably rise also. But cocooning and other measures would certainly help stop that from the vulnerable picking it up. So I don't know. It's a difficult moment because a lot's out of your hands, business-wise. Yeah, spending more time with family is great, but business keeps the mind ticking, keeps you creative, keeps you busy, keeps you challenging yourself. And when the challenges are gone, what do? You end up becoming idle and stale, and that's not good either. So hopefully, currently it's the 12th, so we know we've got another 12, 13 days of this. It's expected that will be extended, or certainly maybe reduced measures for the following 7 days. When the kids go back to school on the 20th. Will football be back this season? I don't think the schoolboy season will be back this season. I think the National League of Ireland season will just be delayed, and all of that will run. Senior seasons, the League of Ireland will run. I think everything else will cease and restart again in August, September. So challenging times ahead. We will keep the head down and continue to try and make an effort. Evening, 31st of March. Just wrapped up in the office. Social distancing followed. Nobody in the office. Just myself. So yeah, busy day. 2 websites built. Now up, fully functioning. So we bought new domain names and basically linking all of those directly into EI Sports. So key areas of the game. I was just trying to think over the last week. Okay, how do you get ahead, and how do you get ahead in this current market without spending a huge amount, say advertising and otherwise? Really, advertising at this point is pretty useless because really we don't know when we're going to go back. The conversations today, some people think it's going to be beyond June. Kids not going to be back to school this year. All of that is very it's hard to take when you're trying to be positive. So basically it's a case of bought domain names, and we will have each of the domain names as kind of links into what we do. Ball mastery, speed, 3v3, everything. So it's a different tact. So once you buy the domain names, you own them anywhere from a year to 10 years. And one came up that I was very, very, very surprised would be available. So I've got that, nailed that, which is great. So that's now up and running, which is super. But it's just kind of every day, lift the mantle, bring it on a little bit. I'll be honest, the kind of really worrying thing is the lack of activity. Every time we've got a coaching session on the pitch, every hour you do about 3,500 steps. I haven't even done 2,000 steps today. and it's now 7:20. The diet's challenging at times. You get into habits in the evening. So, do you know what? If this continues through April and into May and into June, if I don't change some of those habits now, be in a difficult physical position, let alone financial position when it does all resume. But so certain things are under control, or under our own control, and that's one. So got to nail the activity now going forward, get into a decent habit of that, and with that then obviously nail the diet. I usually do pretty well on intermittent fasting, so I'm probably gonna line up going at that for the next couple of weeks, because you get in the habit when you're sitting at the desk to working away, tea or coffee, a bit of biscuit here, biscuit there. It's never one biscuit, it's never two biscuits, so it's a bad habit. So just have to kind of nail that, try and deal with that problem. Yeah, it's interesting times, really is. As I said, I go to the office for what? There's no money. You're not making any money. You can't possibly earn any money. So you go there to do some work in your own head that you've managed to move this forward a little bit, and that's the big thing. Can you just lift it a little bit forward and carry it for the next day? So we just don't know how long it's going to run. That's the big thing. For all the people that are out there that have their own business and it's all shut down for now, get on. If you're a painter, I would be lining up 10 jobs for 10 weeks, be ready to go, have an offer, have something in place, get 10% down off people now, a deposit down for that they know, okay, week 1 when the doors are open, I will be in to do your job. Week 2 I'll be in to do yours, week 3 I'll be in to do yours. Because even now for ourselves, we're looking at, okay, well, say we come back in June, we can't take August off now this year. That was originally the plan. That is out the window. There will be no August off. Everything will continue to run, and everything will run from whenever we do get back until the Winter Academy in December, I would say. It'll run at that period of time. Hopefully this is not dragged on and everything gets back somewhat of normality over the coming weeks. Otherwise, it's going to be hard for a lot of businesses to resume. I've in the journey from the office to my house, I've seen three businesses that were in existence 3 weeks ago all now have their signage off the top of the doors of the shops. They're all gone. So I'd say if they're taking the signage down, they're not going to be reopening. But that's just in a 10-minute drive from office to the house. 8 minutes, 10 minutes. So that's worrying that's happening already. It's only been a couple of weeks. So obviously more businesses are gonna struggle in that sense. So we'll have to try and make sure we're not part of the statistics. As I said, you're as much going to work to do something for your mental health, but currently dropping the physical health. So it's kind of a balancing act. Every day when I pull up home, when I leave the office, I put on my location so Danielle can see where I am on the journey back. And the reason, not that she's looking to see where I am, it's actually that Noah will go to the door and jump about as soon as I pull up in the car, and then comes out and greets me. That's lovely, because generally I'm coaching every evening and he's gone to bed by the time I get home, so it's a little bit different at the moment. So you kind of you cherish them memories too. So out of this problem, you cherish the little things, the little blessings that come out of it. So like today, unfortunately, League of Ireland club, who has an outstanding bill, not in a position to pay it. And it's significant that it makes a difference. It would make a difference for me, make a difference for us, but not in a position to pay it right now. The university that's owes final payment for work done January, February, March. That's not being made yet. Made at some point in April. So it's difficult. But we just have to continue to plough on. That's the aim of the game now, is just not to get down the dumps. If you get down the dumps, you might as well turn the keys on your business and walk away and do something else, or go to Lidl and take a job now in logistics and just let that be at. But it's the gas thing is, when this journey, when I began the Soccer 365 journey, January 1st, and obviously before that, getting it ready, I thought, yeah, document 2020, what it's like to run a business, document what it's like to grow a business, document what it's like to do a session a day every day. Who would have thought 3 months into it, not even 3 months in, we would be in the global downturn of pandemic reasons, obviously, but a massive downturn. Our business would be closed, but still, and dealing with the emotions of that, the up and down issues, the personal issues, the financial issues, physical issues, psychological, everything. Documenting that journey. I'm sure some people have probably started to document their journey. I started documenting the journey in December, when everything was going okay, good expectations for the year, looking forward to 2020, and then slam, brakes on, handbrake on. I don't even think it was brakes on, handbrakes on. I think somebody took the tires off and it just fell. They burnt out the car, so we ain't going anywhere. So yeah, it's interesting. It's certainly interesting times ahead. We'll try and remain positive, good outlook. Listen to Grant Cardone quite a bit at the moment, rather than Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary's obviously very social media based. Today took a big, yesterday I got so little done because I spent so long just scrolling on social media and time wasted, that actually today, not once did I jump in to Facebook to scroll to. I just kept on the plan for the day, the aim for the day. So videos are now 99% up to date on the Soccer 365. I think I've got 4 days left to do, so they'll all be done tomorrow, and then it is on to the personal journey, the EI Media X Relentless passion of what it's like running your own business and what it's like running your own business during COVID-19. But enjoy, guys. Thank you very much again for being part of the journey.